She was only 6. She was found at her own home. The house was quiet. Too quiet. A ransom note sat there, bold like it owned the room. Her mother screamed. Her father froze. Christmas lights were still shining. But the joy was gone. A child was missing inside her own house. You're watching At Unbelievable True Story, where we only tell real stories. Not to scare you, but to prepare you. This happened in Boulder, Colorado. December 26, 1996. The victim was JonBenét Ramsey, a little girl with a bright smile, soft voice, and big dreams. She was targeted inside the one place she should have been safest, her own home. The mistake was simple. A door, a window, a false sense of holiday peace. One small opening can become a whole nightmare. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, most child murders happen in or near the home, often by someone the child knows. DOJ, 2017. If you have kids, learn basic home safety steps. Lock checks, safe room habits, quick call plans. A short safety course can help any family stay sharp. This case will take you through fear, pain, lies, and silence. Someone in that house knew more than they said. And once we walk through this story, you will see why this case still burns people's minds almost 30 years later. She was 6. Her name was JonBenét Patricia Ramsey. She had curly blonde hair, big brown eyes, and a smile that could light up a room. Everyone called her JonBenét, or Johnny for short. She loved pageants, glitter, and singing little songs in the living room. She liked to play dress-up, even in the middle of the day. She had dreams bigger than her small body. She wanted to be famous, wanted to perform, wanted people to clap for her. It was Christmas time in Boulder, Colorado. Snow had dusted the streets. Cold air bit at cheeks. Lights twinkled on trees inside and outside the house. The Ramsey family was supposed to be happy. Gifts had been opened. Wrapping paper littered the floor. But something was wrong. Something unseen. The house was quiet that morning, December 26th, 1996. Quiet in a way that makes you notice even the smallest sounds. The parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, had gone to bed late after Christmas. JonBenét had her room down the hall. Soft footsteps should have been heard. Laughter should have floated. But nothing. This story is based on real events reported by police and news sources. The first shock came with a note. A ransom note. Handwritten, 8 pages long, lying on the stairs like it was daring someone to read it. The note demanded $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return. Strange, because John Ramsey's bonus from work was exactly that amount. Strange, because the note sounded personal, like it came from inside the house. When Patsy Ramsey woke up, she found the note and ran. Screaming, panicked, unsure. The call to police was made. Officers arrived quickly, sirens cutting through the winter air. They searched the house, looking for JonBenét. But she wasn't hiding under the bed. She wasn't in a closet. She wasn't anywhere a little girl might be safe. The shock escalated when they found her. In the basement, a place meant for storage, a place of shadows and boxes. JonBenét lay there, lifeless. Her body small, fragile, in a space that smelled of damp and concrete. Police were called in. Crime scene tapes wrapped the house. Cameras clicked. Detectives questioned. Neighbors whispered. Every move, every word, every glance became part of the investigation. The question haunted everyone. Who could do this? Most child murders happen in or near the home, often by someone the child knows. DOJ, 2017. That fact hangs heavy here. JonBenét didn't vanish from a park or a busy street. She was taken, harmed, and left in the house she lived in. That is the cruelest twist. That is why this story shocks. Her parents were in the spotlight. Every interview, every tear, every pause was dissected. Did they know? Could they have prevented it? Questions piled on questions. Friends, family, neighbors, all were suspects in public eyes, even if police hadn't made arrests yet. Footsteps, the creak of stairs, the soft closing of a door. Those tiny sounds of normal life became terrifying when the nightmare started. Every small detail was examined. Where's the front door key? Who had been in the house that night? Had someone entered quietly while everyone slept? JonBenét had a routine. She went to bed around 9 p.m. She often read little books with Patsy. She liked a warm glass of milk. That night, it seems like all those small routines were ignored. All normal life had been shattered. The ransom note said to stay calm. It said to follow instructions. But fear was impossible to ignore. The Ramsey family, friends, and police scrambled. Detectives checked every window, every lock, every sign of forced entry. Nothing added up. No footprints outside. No sign of a stranger inside. It was like the house swallowed the truth. The public watched. Media swarmed. Newspapers printed her smiling face over and over. Headlines screamed. Letters poured in. People across America followed the story like a horror unfolding in their own homes. The investigation started fast. Boulder police worked with FBI agents. Detectives interviewed everyone. Family, friends, employees. Every corner of the house was examined. Evidence collected, dusted, photographed. The note was sent to handwriting experts. Everything was tested. DNA was gathered. But nothing was simple. JonBenét's small life, her sparkling dreams, ended that night. She didn't get a chance to grow up, to laugh at her own jokes, to perform in pageants, to become more than 6 years old. And yet, her story became a warning. Small details mattered. A broken tail on a bough, a slight scratch on a stair, a misplaced toy. Every small thing became part of the puzzle. And yet, the puzzle remained unsolved. Parents today can learn from this. Simple safety steps. Lock doors. Check windows. Keep small children close. A self-defense or home safety course can make a difference. It's not about fear. It's about being prepared for the unthinkable. The question lingers. Who killed JonBenét Ramsey? Was it an intruder? Was it someone inside the house? Police never closed the case. Her murder remains unsolved, haunting investigators, her family, and the public. Every December, the story returns. Lights sparkle, snow falls, and people remember. JonBenét's life, short as it was, teaches a painful truth. Danger can hide where we feel safest. Every laugh, every Christmas, every small moment can carry the shadow of what might go wrong. And yet, there's a memory that stays. Her smile, her little voice, her love for glitter and music. That is the part that cannot be taken, even in the darkest story. The story continues. The mystery continues. And the search for answers never ends. JonBenet was small but fierce. She had energy that didn't quit. She liked twirling in her pageant dresses and singing songs no one asked for. She loved glitter and sparkly shoes. She liked to perform for anyone who would watch, even her dog. Her parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, saw her as their little star. She was 6 years old, but she already had big dreams. Her family lived in a big house in Boulder, Colorado. It had brick walls, big windows, and Christmas lights that twinkled even in the snow. It looked perfect from the outside, but perfect can hide cracks. Doors lock, windows close, but secrets can slip through. It was the day after Christmas, December 26th, 1996. The family had celebrated quietly. JonBenet had opened presents. She had played with her new dolls. She had run around the living room, laughing. The house smelled like cookies and pine. The joy was still there, but so was something darker. That night, JonBenet went to bed like normal. She brushed her teeth. She changed into her pajamas. She said goodnight. But the next morning, she was gone. The first clue was the ransom note. 8 pages of strange handwriting, demanding $118,000. It told the family to stay calm. It told them to follow instructions. But fear doesn't follow instructions. Fear screams. Fear makes people freeze. John Ramsey called police. Patsy Ramsey screamed. Neighbors came. Cameras flashed. Officers combed the house. The basement became the center of horror. That is where JonBenet's body was found. The basement was small, cold, concrete walls. Shadows clung to every corner. Her body was hidden behind boxes. She had been there hours, maybe longer. The crime scene was frozen in time. Every step in that house mattered now. Every little detail became evidence. Detectives started asking questions. Where was everyone that night? What had they seen? What had they heard? Friends, family, neighbors, all were questioned. Nothing fit. The note suggested a stranger. But the house showed no signs of forced entry. No broken doors. No smashed windows. It was like the killer had been invited in. Police brought in experts. Handwriting analysts studied the note. DNA samples were collected. Every piece of evidence was tested. But answers were few. The case became a puzzle with missing pieces. JonBenét's daily life was simple but full. She went to school. She played with friends. She loved music. She danced in the living room. She liked dressing up. That's why the night of her death was so cruel. Her normal, joyful routine had been stolen. The public watched closely. Media filled newspapers and television screens. Her face appeared everywhere. People across the country followed every update. Some thought her parents were guilty. Others thought it was an intruder. Everyone had a theory. Police looked at the small things. The broken tail of a bough, a strand of hair, a faint footprint. Every detail mattered, but nothing told a clear story. The FBI joined the case. They helped gather evidence. They questioned witnesses. But still, the killer remained hidden. JonBenét's death was cold, calculated, and confusing. Families can learn from this story. Lock doors. Check windows. Keep children close. A home safety course can make a difference. It can teach simple steps to protect what matters most. The investigation focused on everything and everyone. Friends of the family were questioned. Neighbors were interviewed. No one could explain the note. No one could explain how JonBenet was taken and left in her own home. As the days passed, the story became national news. Every clue was reported. Every twist was analyzed. The world wanted answers, but the house held them close. The mystery grew bigger with every headline. JonBenét's parents struggled with grief. They cried. They searched for answers. They faced suspicion. Everyone wondered, could they have stopped it? Could they have known? Their lives were shattered, just like the normalcy of that winter morning. The night she died left small marks that told a story of fear. The creak of a floorboard, the whisper of a hallway, a door left slightly open. These small details were enough for the police to know that someone had been inside. The question lingered. Was it someone the family knew? Someone the public would never suspect? Or was it a stranger who vanished as silently as they had arrived? No one knew. The case went cold. JonBenét's life, small as it was, left a giant shadow. She became a symbol of lost innocence, of joy stolen, of a crime that made families everywhere feel unsafe, even in their own homes. One chilling fact. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, children are more likely to be harmed by someone they know than by a stranger, in CMEC 2019. That fact makes this story even darker. The danger isn't always outside. Sometimes it's inside. Her story continues to haunt detectives, journalists, and viewers. Every December, people remember. Her smile, her curls, her laughter, all contrast with the cold reality of what happened. This case is still open. JonBenét's killer has never been caught. Police continue to hope for answers. Families can remember to teach small safety steps. Check doors. Watch small details. Stay alert. It can save lives. JonBenét's story is a warning, but it is also a memory. Her life was short, but it mattered. Her dreams, her laughter, her joy, these remain even in the shadows of that winter night. The case continues to puzzle. The questions continue to rise. Who killed JonBenét Ramsey, and why? Her story is waiting to be solved, and the answers, whenever they come, will bring relief, if not justice. The morning of December 26 started like any other day after Christmas. But for the Ramsey family, it turned into a nightmare that would last decades. JonBenet was missing. Her parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, were frantic. Panic filled the house. They called 911. Police rushed in. Cameras flashed. Neighbors gathered. The first responders found a ransom note. 8 pages. Strange handwriting. It demanded $118,000. Oddly specific. That was the exact amount John Ramsey had received as a bonus from his job. The note said, "Do not involve the police. Follow instructions." But fear doesn't follow instructions. Fear makes people scream. Fear makes people freeze. Detectives arrived. The house was searched from top to bottom. Every door, every window, every closet. But JonBenet was nowhere to be found. Then, in the basement, she was discovered. hidden behind boxes, cold, lifeless. The place was meant for storage, not for nightmares. The crime scene was sealed. Tape went around the house. Cameras documented everything. Every footstep, every breath, every sound became evidence. It was clear that the killer knew the house. They knew the layout. Every small detail mattered. Handwriting experts studied the note. DNA was collected. Evidence was bagged. But nothing led to a clear suspect. The case became a puzzle with missing pieces. It didn't matter that JonBenét had a perfect home, loving parents, or bright prospects. Death had slipped in quietly, without warning. The world watched. Television crews, reporters, newspapers, they followed every update. JonBenét's face appeared everywhere. People argued. Was it an intruder? Was it someone in the house? Everyone had a theory. Every headline fueled the suspense. Police questioned the family. Friends, neighbors, everyone who might have known. The investigation focused on small details. The broken tail of a bough, a faint footprint, a stray hair. Every little thing became critical. And yet, nothing added up. John Ramsey, a businessman, appeared stoic. Patsy Ramsey, a mother, appeared shattered. But the public doubted. Some thought the parents knew more than they said. Some thought the note was fake. Some believed it was an intruder. No one agreed. The story divided people. The FBI joined. They analyzed everything. They helped the local police. But even with experts, answers were few. The house seemed to keep its secrets. JonBenét's death had layers that were hard to peel away. Small moments mattered. The sound of a creaking stair. A door left unlocked. A shadow in the corner. These details were key. They told detectives something important. The killer was careful. The killer had control. The killer understood the house. JonBenét's routine was simple. She went to bed early. She liked milk at night. She loved reading small books. She liked twirling in her pageant dresses. That night, routine was broken. Her life was stolen in moments. The joy of normalcy was gone forever. Families can learn from this story. Check doors. Lock windows. Keep children close. A self-defense or home safety course can save lives. It's not fear. It's preparation. Simple steps can prevent tragedy.